Hey guys, Novus Reloader here. A little while ago I did a video briefly describing the reasons that I was sorting brass by length, even for straight wall pistol caliber. Sorry for the bad video. I'm still doing this on a cell phone. Anyway, I was sorting the brass because having various lengths of brass was causing problems with my taper crimp. Sorting it worked wonderfully. So if anybody out there doesn't have a Lee factory crimp die, which would obviously eliminate the need for sorting and making sure everything's all cut the same, that was a really successful, though time-consuming loading session. What I ended up doing was that day I made a whole bunch of those. Again, work up your own loads, but this is what was working for me. They shoot really nice. The part of that sorting session was because I had set up some test loads using the CFE that Booze and Bullets gave me with those same projectiles. The CFE worked out great, but I got basically the same results as I was with the long shot, and I was getting a lot of unburned powder up until I got to the real high charges, which I'm not 100% sure why, but definitely lacking efficiency with the CFE and that lightweight projectile. Where I started having no issues with the powder, with the unburned powder, was at the high enough loads where I started getting real significant pressure signs. And I don't know if that shows up, but the primer was cratering enough that it feels like a little fishhook, and clearly you can see that's a Glock striker. So that's the end of CFE for that. Given that I wasn't getting better results, I'll still go over it, and I'll use this opportunity to kind of show what my method for doing a workup is. So this will be a little bit longer video. Basically, I just took the idea that I got from mixing all the best advice I can find from all of you guys. I write down the published ranges here. I know at the very most I'm going to have 10 slots that are convenient to work with. So I write down the range with the published data overlapping, and I start eliminating ones that seem like they're not going to give me much data. In this case, I ended up with this range. I then did my card with the little dot to make sure that it's lined up with that little dot right there. And actually right there you can see some of the unburned powder that is still making its way out of these. So basically still working within published data, as you guys have pointed out in your own videos. The published data can vary quite a bit between who the publisher is. So I ended up with a pretty broad range on this one. It was a really good test. I learned a lot. The blow-by issues lasted until I got out of the 6.2 grains range with the CFE pistol. Everything functioned. And then it definitely, I definitely was getting primers flowing into the port for the striker. That being said, everything functioned exactly like I expected it to, all the way from 4 or I'm sorry, 5.4 to 6.5. Not much difference in noticeable recoil. At the highest ranges, the muzzle flash died down and I started getting better burn, which was really interesting. So I'll show you the targets here. It all handled very, very nicely. So no complaints there. Just don't want to waste any more CFE when I get the same results with long shot with that particular bullet. There'll be more testing with the CFE, and I'm definitely going to save most of it until I get the ability to effectively shoot the lead bullets. And then this is just some playing around between the two favorite loads that I have now, between the 100 grain and the 124 grain extreme. Obviously these are more manageable, but these feel just like the Hornady critical duties. Again, don't use my data, do your own workups, but I cannot recommend the Extreme brand. I mean, it's just excellent. I can't give a better recommendation for it. So anyway, sorry for the long video, and NR.